Hello students, now we'll start with new topic, that is second chapter of 11th class NCERT, biological classification. So if you see definition of biological classification, we can say that biological classification is a scientific process of arranging living organisms into groups and subgroups on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities, and by placing these groups in a hierarchy category. Biological classification is a scientific process of arranging living organisms into groups and subgroups based on similarities and dissimilarities and also placing in a hierarchy category. Hierarchy means the taxonomic increasing order of the groups or taxons. Hierarchy category. So the first person who started about classification is nothing but Aristotle. Aristotle started first classification of living organisms on scientific basis. So he classified plants on basis of height of stem as herbs which are less than 2 meters of height, Next, shrubs approximately 2 meters of height, trees more than 2 meters of height, means their stem. This is about stem. He also classified animals basing on presence of RBC and absence of RBC also. So he classified, you can say not animals, organisms, living organisms, based on presence of RBC as INDIRA. The organisms belong to group INDIRA, and absence of RBC as NEET. Aristotle also classified animals into 3 different categories, that is air dwelling, means air living, water living, and land living organisms. It means that the classification of animals is based on habitat. Aristotle also classified animals based on habitat, that are land living, second one water living, third one air living. Land living are termed as terrestrial. Water living are termed as aquatic. Air living are not given any specific term, but here we take examples like birds, which live mostly on the trees in the air. Next classification is given by Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus gave two kingdom classification. What are those two kingdoms? One is Plantae. Second one, here we will write, second one Animaliae. First one is Plantae, second one is Animaliae. So he gave this classification in 1758. So what are the characteristic features that he observed in case of plants? In plants, he included plants, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, bacteria. So he included plants, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, bacteria. So he placed all these types of organisms based on presence of cell wall. Next, absence of locomotion. Next, response to external stimuli. He said that Plantae are autotrophs. There are some exceptions under this. We will see next. Under Animaliae, he included protozoans, invertebrates, and vertebrates. Under animals, he considered some of the points like absence of cell wall. Next, presence of locomotion. Next, response to external stimuli. He said, Animalia are heterotrophs. But there are some questions that he couldn't answer. Those are considered under drawbacks. Mostly you can expect MCQs from these drawbacks. So what is that? We know one smallest lower organism, that is Euglena, which is considered as connecting link between Plantae and Animaliae. When question was asked about that, he couldn't give any answer. He did not explain about Euglena, which is connecting link between plants and animals. Second point, he said all Plantae are autotrophs. But fungi is not an autotroph. It is a saprophyte. Fungi is not an autotroph, but it is a saprophyte which depends on dead organisms for food material. It was not explained. Next, in case of animals, under invertebrates, we have sponges. Sponges do not show locomotion. If that question was asked, that was not also explained. Sponges cannot move, but kept under animalia. This was also not explained. Next, here we see blue-green algae and bacteria. Those are prokaryotes, but kept here under eukaryotes, along with eukaryotes. This was also not explained. Blue-green algae and bacteria are prokaryotes, but kept along with eukaryotes. This was also not explained. Other type of classification called as artificial system of classification. What is meant by artificial system of classification? This type of classification is based on presence or absence of few morphological and vegetative characteristic features. This type of classification is based on presence or absence of few morphological and vegetative characteristic features. This is about Carolus Linnaeus and his types of classifications. Third type of concept is regarding three kingdom classification. This is given by Ernest Haeckel. In the year 1866. Years are very important in this chapter. So, three kingdom classification proposed by Ernest Haeckel. What are those three kingdoms? One is Plantae. Second one, Animaliae. Third one, Protista. So, Protista is the kingdom that is given by Ernest Haeckel. So, he has taken some of the organisms from plants and animals and kept under Protista. So, what type of organisms did Ernest Haeckel include under Plantae? He included mosses, ferns, next gymnosperms and angiosperms. He has taken fungi from here, from Plantae, next blue-green algae, bacteria from Plantae and kept under Protista. Under Animaliae, Ernest Haeckel included invertebrates and vertebrates. He has taken protozoans from here, and kept under Protista. He also included algae, slime molds under Protista. So he has taken fungi and blue green algae, bacteria from here, protozoans from here, and kept under Protista. Here in Ernest Haeckel classification also there are some drawbacks. So what are those drawbacks? See here under Protista, this is multicellular, this is unicellular, and this is saprophyte, and these algae are autotrophs. Again, this is saprophyte. So all these are not differentiated and kept under only one kingdom. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes are not separated in Protista. Next, another point also we can write under prokaryotes, unicellular, and from eukaryotes, multicellular, are not separated in Protista. Next one is four kingdom classification. This is proposed by Copeland in 1956. Two kingdom classification 1758. Three kingdom classification 1866. Four kingdom classification 1956. So in this four kingdom classification, what are the names given? One is Plantae, next is Animalia, next is Protista. The fourth one newly mentioned is Monera. Monera included only prokaryotes. Next, under Plantae only plants and algae are included. Under Animalia, vertebrates and invertebrates. Are included. Next, under Protista, unicellular eukaryotes are included. Here also there is one drawback. Fungi are not given any category or place in his classification. This is considered as one of the major drawbacks. His concept on classifying the organisms. So, Copeland classified on basis of cell organization or cellular organization and mode of nutrition. Next one is five kingdom classification. It is given by or proposed by R.H. Whittaker in 1969. What are five kingdoms? Plantae, so we will write according to hierarchy. Monera, Protista, hierarchy we should increase, no? So first one, Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, animalia. So here okay, so this fungi now is kept under separate kingdom. So Whitaker's classification, so this classification is based on phylogenetic relations. Based on, again, cellular organization, mode of nutrition, next, mode of reproduction, next, phylogenetic relations. Sometimes in the previous MCQs, instead of the cellular organization, the term thallus organization is given. Still, the meaning will be same. Under mode of nutrition, there are different modes: autotrophic, heterotrophic, holozoic, etc. Under phylogenetic relations means ancestral characters. Relations with ancestral characters. So these are 5 different types of classifications given by Carolus Linnaeus, Ernest Haeckel, Copeland and R.H. Whitaker. There is another type of classification called as natural system of classification. This is proposed by Bentham and Hooker. So what does it say? This classification is based on morphological and anatomical relationships. It is based on morphological and anatomical relationships. These are different types of classifications.